Good afternoon. I'm Chris Eagle, the current Incident Controller at the Bendigo Incident Control Centre, looking after the Ravenswood South Fire. As I begin today, I'd just like to acknowledge Dja Dja Wurrung as traditional custodians of the land in which we all meet and the land in which this fire impacted last week. Joining me today, I've got Chief Executive Officer from Mount Alexander Shire, Darren Fuzzard. I've got Acting Inspector Ian Brooks from Victoria Police and Damien Wells from Colaban Water. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Alicia, who's supporting us today as an Auslan interpreter. Today, I'll go through a bit of an update of the fire and then we'll go through various pieces of information. We do have somebody who is monitoring questions, so I do encourage people to put questions in and at the end, into the chat, and at the end we will go through those to make sure you get the information from us today that you need. In terms of this fire, since last Thursday when the last community meeting was, conditions have continued to be really constant in terms of the weather and continue to ease in terms of fire behaviour. And it looks like the next 7 days is going to continue with that same weather pattern, which is just nice summer weather. What that has allowed us to do is bring this fire under control and start to decrease the fire resources we've got on the fire ground. The fire grew to 4,400 hectares, has a perimeter of 80 kilometres. There's a lot of work for firefighters now to actually maintain and patrol that, and we'll continue to do that over the next several weeks. Fire has had a devastating impact to Harcourt, surrounding communities, and also the Mount Alexander Regional Park. What we have done over the last few days, we've started to lift traffic restrictions, allow communities and residents back in, allow essential services in to do the work they need to. So there should be no limitations with residents moving in and around their houses and businesses now. There are still some traffic management closures as Mount Alexander Shire continue to inspect roads, do works on sides of the road, so please be patient with us as we do that work. It'll make it easier for you once we complete that and you can get back into moving around Harcourt and the surrounds. We have issued our final community information on Vic Emergency. This is the one where we've listed where the road closures are, just to let you know the fire area is safe and it's safe for residents to return. We do ask that other people please stay away. The residents have got a lot of work, the business owners have got a lot of work to do. We don't need other people coming in to look and get in the way with activities that are going on. Mount Alexander Regional Park remains closed. Parks Victoria will have that closed for a period of time until they make it safe for visitors to return and enjoy that park. In terms of emergency services, Forest Fire Management and CFA crews will continue to patrol and monitor over coming weeks. If residents see hotspots, see tree stumps burning, this is normal. This will happen until we get some rain. So expect those little patches of glowing embers in the night. There's no need to ring 000. Harcourt Brigade will continue to work through that and continue to monitor and patrol. However, if you are concerned, if you do see flames, of course, please ring 000 to report it and we'll come out and take a look. Just be conscious that whilst we've treated some of the tree hazards, whilst Mount Alexander Council have treated some of the tree hazards, the trees will remain impacted and as trees do, will fall over with wind, with age, with time. So both on private property, on roadways, everywhere else you're around, please remain vigilant around those trees as you move around. Before I hand over to Darren, I'd just like to thank the community of Harcourt and surrounds. You've done an amazing job looking after each other, being patient with emergency services while we try to make it safe for you to return. And I do encourage you to continue to support each other and help each other out and seek the assistance you need. Darren, over to yourself.
Thanks very much, Chris. 5 points from Mount Alexander Shire Council today. Donations, road closures, community meetings, waste services and the recovery centres is what I'll cover. Back at donations, as people would be aware, there were, around here at least, a donation centre was established in what we call the old Mitsubishi showroom in Johnson Street by the Harcourt Progress Recovery Team. And that, in an incredibly short space of time, that facility is now full. That's quite a common experience that many of these wonderful groups who have started taking donations are finding. So what we want to first of all say, Chris, is thanks to everybody who has made such a significant contribution with goods and things that could be really helpful to people trying to deal with the loss of everything. So thank you very much to everybody who's contributed to that. What we're hearing really clearly now, Chris, is that the best form of donation to help those people is a financial donation. And we've got on our website, we've got a couple of options. We've got several options, but we've got a couple of options I particularly wanted to highlight. One is from the Harcourt Progress Recovery Team, which is called the Harcourt Progress Relief Fund. I understand they've already raised $179,000 in donations. That was until 10 o'clock this morning. And we really encourage people to contribute to that one. And the other one is the Bendigo Bank's Victorian Bushfire Appeal, which is also promoted on our website. So those two, we'd really love people to focus some of their attention on giving donations through those if they could. On road closures, as you said, Chris, there's more work to be done on those roads. We've got 4 arborists in Harcourt today inspecting the trees further. We've got 3 tree removal teams working on Victoria Street and Harmony Way. Once that work's completed, we will be able to reopen those roads. That's the main thing we need to get done there. But there is much more work needed on many other roads still. So please do, if you see traffic management directions on site, please follow those directions. We have got significant impacts on a lot of those roads, and the closures are really there to protect people from, as you said, Chris, the possibility of ongoing falling trees and other things. It also helps our repair crews get in there, get the job done and get back out as quickly as possible. I won't go through the list of current road closures, but if people are looking to keep up to date, have a look at that traffic.transport.vic.gov.au website. It has got all of those roads, all of the roads that are closed at the moment listed on there. From community meetings, we've got a couple that we wanted to let our residents know about. These are both at the initiative of the Harcourt Progress Recovery Team too. So tomorrow at the Harcourt Swimming Pool, there will be a pool party for younger people within the Harcourt and Warmer communities. The final details on that one, Chris, we're still working through. It's taken a bit to get the pool up and running again because of all of the soot and things that's gone into it. But we are confident we'll have that open tomorrow. So please stay up to date on the pool party via Council's social media. The second one is that on Wednesday, the Harcourt Progress Recovery Team is going to hold a community-led community meeting at the Harcourt Recreation Reserve, and all members of the Harcourt and Walmer community are invited to attend that. It's a half-hour meeting, a very short, sharp one, that will start at 12 noon. So that will also be live streamed via Council's social media. Moving on to waste services, just a reminder, where possible and where the roads have been opened, we have got our curbside contractor collection service is reinstated. If there's any residents who still don't have bins because they've been lost due to the fire, just call us on 5471 1700 or lodge a request online and we'll get those out to you as quickly as we can. Another reminder on waste services, while our landfills are open and they are receiving waste from impacted residents for free, we've also got a couple of really large skip bins out there in Harcourt. We want the residents to use those so they don't have to go to the trouble of going all the way to Castlemaine if they don't want to. By all means they can, and it will be free when they get there, but you don't have to go that far if you don't want to. Last point, Chris, on recovery centres, the 2 recovery centres, the one in Castlemaine Town Hall and the one at the Harcourt Recreation Centre, they continue to operate to support impacted residents. And the services provided in each of those, they are changing as we learn a little bit more about what people need at certain times, and we'll keep changing those as we understand more about what will be helpful. But just to finish, please, if you're looking for information, go to Council's website. There's a banner at the top of our normal website that you can click on about the fires, and there is a long list of services and supports that are available to you through that website. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Darren. And the Mount Alexander Shire team continue to do great work, so please pass on their thanks as they work through all the questions and queries that they're receiving. Over to Victoria Police, Ian Brooks.
Yeah, good afternoon all. Just from a policing point of view, we're maintaining our presence in and around the Harcourt, Walmer areas with our mobile patrols 24/7. And these are dedicated patrols just specifically to monitor what's going on out there and to potentially deter people from coming into the area who shouldn't be there. We've got our mobile police facility sitting in the main street of Harcourt, and that will be there until Wednesday afternoon. So if you've got any direct inquiries or issues that you want to raise with the police, we've got 2 police members there between 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock every day, who are more than willing to help out. They've got plenty of communications options in there, and they can certainly relay any other information back to where we need it. And we're particularly concerned at the moment, in line with Department of Transport Victoria, in respect of the speed limit on the Calder Freeway. The speed limit is currently reduced to 80 kilometres an hour through the fire-affected areas, and whilst the fire is no longer present, there are crews in there inspecting for damage to the wire rope barriers, because they are a safety asset for that freeway. And until those assessments have been completed, for as long as it takes, the speed limit will remain in force. So we're just asking people, just be a bit patient when you're coming through there. There'll be crews working around the freeway, either replacing, repairing, or at least assessing all the wire rope barriers. So it's very important. And our main message to people around the area is, we're here to support you. If you need us, call us. If it's something very, very urgent, ring 000 and we'll get there as quick as we can. But even if you just want to stop and have a chat and see what's going on and find out from us if there's anything we can do to help you, please reach out to us whenever you need to. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. And as always, Victoria Police have provided great support to ourselves here at the Incident Control Centre and out in the field with the community. Over to Damien from Coloburn Water.
Thanks very much, Chris. So some water updates. So we're going to cover a couple of things related to urban water, so potable water for Harcourt in your homes, but also we're going to cover some issues related to tank water for people who are not connected to town water. So how do you stay in touch with Coloburn Water? 1300 363 200 is our phone number. Call us on anything you need to. That's 1300 363 200. We've also got a lot of information on our website. If you go to connect.coloburn.com.au/Harcourt, but basically just go to your search engine, type in Coloburn Water and Harcourt, and you'll find what you need. We're doing daily updates on Facebook at 10 a.m. We were doing twice daily. We're now doing once a day. We'll continue to SMS customers directly wherever we need to if there's any changes we think you should be aware of. And also just encourage people, if you don't have a mobile phone number connected to your Coloburn account, please ring in and connect one, and then you will get direct text messages from Coloburn Water. We've also got a presence at the Recovery Hub between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. every day. That's Castlemaine Town Hall. In terms of Harcourt drinking water, so if you haven't caught up on it, which I hope you have, if you're in Harcourt and you are connected to the town water supply, your water is now safe to drink. So that do not drink advisory has been lifted, no longer in force. So you're right to go as per normal in your home in terms of safe drinking water. So food preparation, drinking, making ice, baby formula, everything's fine now. And I do want to acknowledge the work of Coloburn Water crews and our contractors who've absolutely gone to great lengths to get that water back up and running as soon as we were able to do that. So that was up and running on Saturday in terms of that do not drink notice being lifted. In terms of drinking water trailers, we have had several drinking water trailers present in the community, obviously because we had the do not drink notice. Now that's been lifted, we will start to pull back on those trailers over the next day or so. So those drinking water trailers will no longer have a presence in town, obviously no longer required. In terms of rural customers, so if you are a Coloburn Water rural customer in the pressurised system of Harcourt and some other areas, we are continuing to assess damage to that rural water network. We know that our people haven't been able to get in everywhere because of some of those falling tree risk and other safety issues, but we're continuing to field calls from our customers and continuing to have a presence to assess any asset damage and how that may or may not impact on supplying rural water. Now, we know it's a critical time for rural water if you're growing horticultural crops, so we will do everything possible to support you and your farm where you need that water. We will. So the best thing to do is to call Coloburn Water on our you're just calling through the front desk if you need to, but if you've got a pen handy, the rural team number is 1300 761 738. That's the Coliban Water Rural Team, 1300 761 738. That's between 7am and 2:30pm. In terms of standpipes, now we know obviously it's been very dry, hot, dry summer. As always, there are many people who are looking for access to standpipes in our standpipe network. Now that will be to access whether it's water for stock or for topping up your rainwater tank at home. Now, given the current situation and the demand on standpipes, we have worked with Mount Alexander Shire to extend the operating hours of the Maldon standpipe. So that'll be temporarily extended from 7am until 9pm. That's a little bit of more operating hours at the Maldon standpipe. We've also got a standpipe in Eaglehawk, 83 Sailors Road. Again, all this information is on the Coliban Water website. There's a standpipe in Kangaroo Flat, not too far afield. That's at 1 Station Street. That's 24/7, that standpipe in Kangaroo Flat. Also on the alternate colder in Morong, that's a 24/7 standpipe as well. So this is a drinking water standpipes I'm talking about. There's also in Roderick Street in Taradale, there's a standpipe there if you are needing bulk water. And you will also need to, if this is a new thing to you, you'll need to ring into our call centre and you'll need to tee up getting an access key, an electronic system that's $35, and that records how much water you've taken from the standpipe for billing purposes. Now, this is a new program. I'm now moving to if you have a rainwater tank and you are not connected to Coliban town water and you are solely dependent for drinking water in your home from that rainwater tank, again, not in the town, this is on the outskirts of Harcourt, there is a program called the Emergency Relief Drinking Water Program. You may be eligible for up to 20,000 litres of water, and how this works is you ring Coliban Water, again, 1300 363 200, and you register your need for your rainwater tank to be replenished. There is a map on the website, so it's not open to everybody. There's a specific map and an eligible area. So slightly to the west of the Calder Freeway, so slightly to the west of Harcourt and slightly to the east of Mount Alexander is the eligible area. So call in and or you can go to an online form on the Coliban Water website and put in your details and apply that way. But we are more than happy to take your call through our call centre and we will register your need. We'll check your eligibility for the program, and we've had some orders already. This was announced on Friday, and some of those deliveries are commencing this week. Now, that's the people who are dependent on a rainwater tank not connected to town water. That is the Emergency Relief Drinking Water Program. Okay, so changing gears again to a different topic. If you had emergency services take water from your dam on your property, you may be eligible for some what is called reasonable and sufficient volume of water to be replaced. Now, this is not a Coliban Water administered program. This is administered by Forest Fire Management. So you can go to the Forest Fire Management recovery after an emergency section on the Forest Fire Management website. So that's ffm.vic.gov.au. And what I've been told is that if you are not able to sort of take all this in on the fly on this live stream, which is completely understandable, is to call the Victorian Emergency Recovery Hotline. That is 1800 560 760. That's the Victorian Emergency Recovery Hotline, 1800 560 760. That's available from 9 to 5 each day. So again, if you had choppers or appliances taking water from your dam to fight fire and you need some of that topped back up, there is a program dedicated to that specific need. So that is it from me, Chris.
Thanks, Damien. Some great initiatives there to ensure people get access to water. Obviously, one of the critical things we need for both humans, pets and farming. So now I'll just check in to see if there's any questions on our chat.
Thank you, Chris. One of the comments we would make just to begin with is the programs that Damien just mentioned in regards to relief drinking water and essential water replacement. There's information on the relief and recovery tab on your Vic app emergency. So if you look in and you hit the 3 buttons, there's actually relief and recovery that you can go to, and there's different headlines including January 2026 fires, returning home, financial and practical support, help for farmers, how to help, and health and wellbeing. And I think that last one, health and wellbeing, is really important, that people look after themselves in this time. There'll be lots of emotions and lots of questions being asked, so take your time and take the help that's available for you there. So we'll just highlight that as well, Chris. One of our questions that's come through is, when will tourists be welcome in Harcourt?
So I might look to Darren to answer that.
Thanks, Chris. I think the message that we've been getting a lot is, can we give the people of Harcourt some time to deal with what they need to deal with? So the Harcourt community loves having the tourists there ordinarily, as do we. I don't think now is the time to be talking about when the tourists will be coming back. We will absolutely be in consultation with the Harcourt community, working out when we really want to promote that opportunity, but that's just not yet.
Thanks, Darren.
Great, thanks, Darren. And again, just some clarification that there is still speed limits on the Calder Freeway. Where will we get the updates when they come through?
Do you want to answer that, Ian?
Yeah, those updates will be published on the Big Traffic website. That's accessible through, it's actually accessible through the emergency hub, but you can find it on the Big Traffic website, all the updates when the freeway speed limit goes up. I would imagine, and I'm only making an estimation, that it'll be a few days. There's a lot of wire barrier in that affected area.
Great, thanks, Ian. So I think 2 of the great resources are the Mount Alexander webpage, as well as the Vic app emergency, the relief and recovery tab, where people can find the most up-to-date information that's been released for people to be able to gain assistance in a number of different ways, from the fodder to the water to the relief payments. So, and also a big well done to Mount Alexander and their community recovery hub that's been assisting people. A big thank you to all the agencies that have presented. And there's also a big thank you to you, Chris, and your team at the Incident Control Centre for communicating with the public. So thank you.
Thanks, Megan. All right, I do encourage, hopefully today's information has been useful to residents and business owners in the communities of Harcourt and surrounds. If you do have further questions, you do need further information, you need support, please go to the recovery hubs in Castlemaine and Harcourt. As Darren said, I encourage the community to go down to the pool tomorrow and come into the community meeting on Wednesday. The connections and the rebuilding and the discussions you have are critical in sharing your stories and building up and supporting each other. Thanks for listening in today. We'll catch you next time.